Morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libitor. Also ahead, a federal appeals court has overruled the decision that put a special master in place to review documents seized from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, what it means for the case moving forward. But first, it is cold outside. Temperatures hovering in the upper 20s to low 30s. So what does today have in store? Let's get a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans over in the Weather Center. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gary. So today we are going to be quiet as compared to yesterday. The north saw snow. Today we are looking dry with some rain coming in tomorrow.
And we lucked out down here.
Yes, we did luck out down here. We didn't get any snow at all. So let's take a look now at the temperatures for this morning. We are in the 20s and 30s, some areas even in the upper teens. We have 26 degrees in Inlet and 29 degrees in Westmoreland and in Whitesboro. We will reach the low to mid 40s today, so it actually is going to get pretty warm as we start to see the sun. We are tracking dry conditions as well. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we look to remain dry today with our next chance of rain being tomorrow. So overall, a pleasant day, a little bit of a breeze, but definitely not as windy as the past 2 days. Rain returns tomorrow along with winds later in the day, so a cold front moves through, and behind that cold front it will be much cooler, and it actually will get pretty windy once again with gusts reaching up to 40 miles per hour. And then after that cold front moves through, cooler weather for the rest of the afternoon on Saturday and into Sunday. So for today, expect a little bit of a warm up. We are going to be seeing temperatures in the low to mid 40s, a little bit of a breeze and some sun. And I will be talking a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. The hunt is on this.
Welcome back. I would just be careful walking outside this morning, especially if you do live north of the Mohawk Valley. A lot of snow was recorded yesterday. Some areas could be a little bit icy, but we are going to warm up above freezing, so a lot of that snow will start to melt, so the sidewalks may be a little bit wet later on as we reach above freezing. So here's a look at the snowfall totals from yesterday. Once again, the highest amount of totals were north of the Mohawk Valley. We have West Leyden at 15 inches. They got over a foot of snow. Boonville 10.5, Ohio 8, Westernville 4, and then once we get towards the Mohawk Valley, we didn't receive any snow here. It did just remain north of us. So it was very windy the past 2 days, a little bit breezy today with wind speeds around 5 to 10 miles per hour, so not as windy, but tomorrow another cold front moves through later in the day. That will make it a little bit windy with gusts up to 40 miles per hour once again tomorrow. And then a breeze drops down for Sunday and for Monday. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Wolfspeed is getting ready to...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing quiet weather come back in for today, and it actually is going to warm up a little bit more. So let's take a look now at the Cavie Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. We are going to be seeing partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies today, but the good thing is that it is going to remain dry, and high temperatures look to reach the low to mid 40s. So heading out the door, you don't need the umbrella or anything. It's not supposed to rain or snow. I would definitely just grab the sunglasses, maybe the ice scraper, possibly some frost because all of us are below freezing this morning, and definitely the coat to start because it is pretty cold outside with temperatures at this point ranging some areas even in the upper teens to the 20s. So we are measuring 29 degrees at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome, but the winds have calmed down from yesterday, so the feels like temperature is the same as the actual temperature, and it is going to be a little bit breezy today, but definitely not as windy as the past 2 days. We are tracking dry conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And this is all thanks to an area of high pressure that is just to our south. The only thing today is that we are going to be seeing a little bit of a breeze around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but definitely not like those wind gusts reaching up to 50 miles per hour over the past 2 days. For the weekend, it does look to turn a little bit unsettled tomorrow. We will be seeing some rain in the morning, and then a cold front looks to come in around 4 p.m. Once that cold front moves through, that will kind of turn it really cold and windy behind the cold front, so windy conditions come back in for tomorrow later in the day. We look to dry out on Sunday with some sun returning, but it is going to be on the cooler side after that cold front moves through. So highs on Saturday near 50 and just in the mid 30s on Sunday, so a big temperature difference there. For this morning, starting out partly sunny, partly clear, I should say. By noon, we will be seeing temperatures right near 40 degrees already, and then in the mid-40s for the high temperature later on. Around dinner time, already falling back down into the mid-30s. And then tonight, we will remain pretty mild as this cold front approaches us, bringing in some rain. Overnight lows are just in the mid-30s. So we will start out tomorrow with some rain in northern Herkimer County and in the Adirondacks, seeing some mixed precipitation up there. But Mohawk Valley and south look to see rain, and around noon, still seeing rain at this time. The cold front looks to move through around 3 p.m. and behind the cold front, much cooler weather comes in along with windy conditions. So for today, we are going to be dry, seeing partly sunny skies, temperatures reaching the low to mid 40s, a little bit of a breeze. And as for tonight, we will see an increase in cloud cover, remain mild, and rain starts early tomorrow morning. So it does look like all of us are going to be seeing rain tomorrow ahead of a cold front. It is going to be mild, but once that cold front moves through, the temperature will drop and it will turn windy behind it. And we remain on the cooler side for Sunday, Gary.
So a nice quiet day today.
Yes, a nice quiet day today, and then rain comes in tomorrow.
We'll take it.
Yes.
Hannah, thank you. Well, take a look at this. For joining us for this half hour, I'm Gary Libator. Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now from the Weather Center with a cold start to the weekend. But Hannah, things are definitely going to be warming up, right?
Yes, we are going to be warming up today. High temperatures look to reach the low to mid 40s, so that is pretty warm, I would say, for December.
Good for us. So a little change after the 2 really windy days.
Yes, very windy the past 2 days. Today it's just going to be a little bit breezy. So let's take a look now at the temperatures. We are going to start out, some areas even still in the upper teens, most of us in the 20s, 28 degrees in West Berlin and Whitesboro, 24 degrees in Cooperstown. But we are going to be dry today, so this is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are tracking dry conditions for today, thanks to an area of high pressure that is just to the south of us. So overall, a pleasant day is expected. We are going to get pretty warm, and we are going to be seeing some sunshine today. Our next chance of rain is going to be tomorrow due to a cold front, so we will be seeing rain. And then once the cold front moves through in the afternoon, that's when it does get cold and windy behind it once again. And on Sunday, it will be a little bit cooler after that cold front moved through. So for today, expect some sun, highs reaching the low to mid 40s, and I will be talking a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast never more than 10 minutes away. Well, crisis.
Welcome back. It is going to be warmer today and not as windy. We will all be above freezing for the high temperatures. So up in the North Country, low to mid 30s for the high temperature. In the Mohawk Valley, we will be in the low 40s, some areas reaching the mid 40s, and the same thing for the southern valleys, and we will be seeing partly sunny skies. So for today, a little bit warmer. We stay mild for tomorrow, highs in near 50, but then a cold front moves through tomorrow later in the day. That drops our temperature for Sunday just in the upper 30s, and then Monday and Tuesday we will be back into the 40s. So tomorrow looks like all of us are going to be seeing some rain due to that cold front moving through. A few isolated showers may linger a little bit into Sunday, but we do look to mostly dry out for Sunday and for Monday. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. You've heard of shrinkflation and
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing partly sunny skies today. Quiet weather comes in, and it actually is going to warm up a little bit. So let's take a look now at our Cavie Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Partly clear skies to start out. We are starting out chilly, but our high temperatures look to reach the low to mid 40s. So heading out the door this morning, I would definitely grab my sunglasses. We are going to be seeing some sunshine today. There may be a little bit of frost outside, so maybe the ice scraper, but definitely the coats, because some of us are even starting out this morning in the upper teens, but most of us are in the 20s. We are measuring 29 degrees right now at the Grover's Park Airport in Rome, and it feels like the actual temperature because those high winds that we did see the past couple of days have since diminished. Now we're looking at a calm wind. Today will be a little bit breezy though, with winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we are tracking dry conditions. This is thanks to an area of high pressure just to the south of us. We are going to be seeing just a little bit of a breeze today with partly sunny skies, but it looks to remain dry. A different story for tomorrow. Tomorrow is when rain looks to come in. Our next cold front moves through tomorrow later in the day around 3-4 p.m. So we are going to be seeing rain, mild conditions until that cold front moves in. once the cold front moves through, it is going to turn windy and much cooler on the back end of it. So it will remain cooler for the day on Sunday. So highs on Saturday are near 50 degrees, so mild. And then on Sunday, we will just be in the mid-30s for the high temperature, but we do look to clear out on Sunday. So on our Skycast this morning, starting out pretty chilly. Make sure you wear the coat heading out the door. Around noon, we will already be right near 40 degrees, so warming up pretty quickly with some sunshine. And at 4 p.m., the commute home still right near 40 degrees, still tracking dry conditions. Around dinner time, temperatures at that point will be in the mid-30s, with overnight lows remaining mild in the mid-30s for the low. So tomorrow morning, this is 6 a.m., we are starting to see rain showers come in, mixed precipitation for areas up in the Adirondacks, but all of us are going to be seeing some rain tomorrow. This is noon. It is clearing out just a little bit, scattered showers at this point, but highs are going to be near 50. Once that cold front moves through, looks to be 3 p.m., it is going to turn windy and cool on the back end of that cold front after it moves through on Saturday. So for today, expect just a little bit of a breeze outside. It's going to be warmer with temperatures in the low to mid 40s and seeing some sun, and it will remain mild tonight as our next low pressure system approaches us, and that brings in rain pretty early to start tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to be seeing widespread rainfall. It's going to be mild, highs near 50 pretty early on in the day, but then once that cold front moves through in the afternoon, it turns cooler and windy behind it. It is going to remain cooler but dry for Sunday. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. For the first time in 8 years, William and Kate are here in the United States, and this time ahead, a federal appeals court has overruled a decision that put a special master in place to review documents seized from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. What that means for the case moving forward. But first, it is cold outside, temperatures hovering in the upper 20s to low 30s. So what does today have in store? Meteorologist Hannah Evans is joining us now from the Weather Center, and hopefully we're talking a little warm up at least.
Yes, so it is going to warm up a little bit. We will be in the low to mid 40s for the high temperature, and it's not going to be as windy as it has been the past couple of days.
Like summer.
Yes, almost like summer. So let's take a look now at the temperatures to start this morning. It is a little bit chilly. Some of us are even in the upper teens, just 22 degrees in Richfield Springs and Earlville, 28 degrees in Whitesboro. But we will reach the low to mid 40s today, and we look to remain dry. This is our Yorkville battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are going to be dry today, but things do change tomorrow. So today, overall pleasant with some sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, temperatures reaching the 40s. Tomorrow is our next chance for rain due to our cold front returning. So it is going to be mild to start tomorrow. Highs are going to be near 50. Then that cold front moves through and it gets really cold for the rest of the day with winds as well starting to pick up. But after that, cooler weather looks to be ahead for Sunday, and then we start to warm up again for the beginning of next week. So for today, expect a warm up. We will be in the low to mid 40s, a little bit breezy with some sun, and I will be talking a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. The hunt is
Welcome back. I would just be careful if you do live up north today. Did see a lot of snow yesterday, so just be careful for icy or even just some untreated spots on the sidewalk this morning. All of us are going to reach above freezing, so melting snow is definitely possible later in the day, so the sidewalks or the roadways could be a little bit wet. So here's a look at the lake effect snowfall that occurred yesterday. West Leiden actually had over a foot. They had 15 inches of snow. Boonville pretty close, 10.5 inches. Ohio 8 inches, Westernville 4, and then once we get towards the Mohawk Valley, we did not receive any snow yesterday. We had 0 inches here in Utica, and same thing for down south. So a little bit breezy today, not as windy as the past 2 days. It will get windy tomorrow as a cold front approaches, but then after that, it drops down to just a breeze once again for the start of next week. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Wolf Speed is getting
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing some sunshine today, and we're actually going to warm up a little bit to the 40s. So let's take a look now at the Cavie Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. We are going to be seeing partly sunny skies, starting out a little bit chilly this morning, but the good news is it's not going to be as windy or as cold as it was yesterday. So heading out the door, I would grab my sunglasses. We are going to be seeing some sun, maybe need the ice scraper. Some frost is outside. We are in the 20s for most of us this morning, some areas even in the upper teens, so definitely that coat as well. According to our Skywatchers, most of us are in the 20s. We have 25 degrees in Old Forge and 27 degrees in Clinton and New Hartford. But if we look to the south, we are a little bit cooler, just 19 degrees in Milford and in Morris and 20 degrees in Hartwick to start. But we will remain dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Dry conditions are expected thanks to an area of low pressure that is just to the south of us. It is going to get a little bit breezy, but definitely not as windy as yesterday, only looking at wind speeds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. So we will be in the 40s today, and we will warm up a little bit more tomorrow. Highs are going to be near 50, but our next chance of rain is tomorrow due to a cold front. So rain is expected for all of us, and that cold front looks to move through later in the afternoon. Once it moves through, the temperature will drop behind it, and it actually will get pretty windy once again. So for Sunday, we will dry out, see some sun, but it is going to be on the cooler side with highs just in the mid-30s. So starting out this morning, pretty chilly. We are in the teens to 20s. We are going to be seeing some sunshine today, reaching right near 40 degrees around noon. And for the commute home, it's still going to be dry at 4 p.m., just a little bit breezy. Around dinner time, we will drop back down into the mid-30s. And overnight, we are not going to get too cold. Overnight lows are just going to be in the mid-30s. And our rain starts pretty early tomorrow with mixed precipitation in the Adirondacks region. Tomorrow around noon, scattered showers continue. Highs will be near 50. And then that cold front looks to move through later in the afternoon. So this is 4 p.m. already moved through, and the temperature does look to drop behind it and looks to get pretty windy as well. So for today, expect warmer weather than the past 2 days. We will be seeing highs in the low to mid 40s, a little bit breezy with some sun, and pretty mild overnight with cloudy skies, and then rain starts pretty early tomorrow. Rain starts for all of us early tomorrow. Our cold front moves through tomorrow afternoon, and behind that cold front, it gets pretty chilly and it gets windy as well. So highs near 50 will happen earlier in the day. We remain on the cooler side, but we look to dry out on Sunday, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Well, take a look at this. You are helping us. Joining us for this half hour, I'm Gary Libator, Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans, joining us now from the Weather Center to get us started this half hour. And once again, a very chilly morning out there, but warmer temperatures are ahead, right?
Yes, so we are going to start out cold, but it's not going to be as windy as it was yesterday, and we will reach the low to mid 40s for most of us. So it is going to actually feel quite warm today.
Especially over the last 2 windy days.
Yes, very windy, and we are going to be seeing some sun today, which is good.
Finally.
Yes, so let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. Once again, we are starting out in the 20s. Some of us even in the upper teens. We have 22 degrees in Richfield Springs and in Earlville, and 26 degrees in Inlet and in Westmoreland. We are also going to remain dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are tracking dry conditions with some sunshine for the day ahead, with our next chance of rain being tomorrow. So overall, pretty pleasant today, seeing some sun. We also are going to be seeing temperatures reach the 40s. As for tomorrow, very mild to start. We will be right near 50 for the high temperature, but we are going to be seeing rain, and the cold front moves through later in the day, and behind that cold front, cooler weather comes in along with windy conditions. So it makes it a little bit cooler for Sunday. Before today, we are going to warm up to the low to mid 40s. See a little bit of a breeze, but we are going to be seeing sun, and I will be talking a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Thank you, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast never more than 10 minutes away. Crisis averted.
Welcome back. We are going to be a little bit warmer today than the past couple of days. All of us will be above freezing for the high temperatures. We are going to be seeing high temperatures in the low to mid 30s in the North Country, near and in the 40s in the Mohawk Valley, and the same thing goes for the southern valleys. We also are going to be seeing sunshine and less wind than the past couple of days. We will warm up even a little bit more tomorrow. We'll be right near 50 before a cold front moves through. Once that cold front moves through, we will drop down to the 30s again for Sunday, and then back into the 40s for the beginning of next week. So the cold front will bring rain for us tomorrow. It does look like all of us are going to be seeing rain for the day tomorrow. A few isolated showers could linger into Sunday, but at that point we are going to be mostly dry on Sunday and for Monday. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. You've heard of shrinkflation and greed.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing warmer weather come in for today, and it's going to remain quiet with dry conditions. So let's take a look now at the Cavity Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. We are starting out with some clouds this morning, but partly sunny skies are expected for today, and we warm up into the 40s. But starting out pretty chilly, I would definitely grab the coat heading out the door. Most of us are in the 20s. We have 26 degrees in Inlet and 27 degrees in New Hartford and Clinton. Looking to the south, it is a little bit cooler. We have 22 degrees in Cooperstown and Lawrence and 20 degrees in Hartwick to start here this morning. But today should be a pretty nice day. Nala can clearly see her neighbor all throughout today. Today's featured Nala's neighbor is Tubbs. We are going to be seeing partly sunny skies and dry conditions for the morning and evening commute. So no problems there, but if you do live north, I would just be careful for icy conditions, as did receive a lot of snow yesterday. Some areas left untreated could have iced over. If you want to be a part of this, you can post pictures over on my featured post of Nala's neighbor on my Facebook page. We are tracking dry conditions for today. This is the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this is all thanks to an area of high pressure just to the south of us. This looks at this point to be snow that is not reaching the ground. It is being picked up on the radar, but is not looking to reach the ground. We look to remain dry today with a little bit of a breeze. This weekend, it is going to change. We are going to be seeing some rain come in for tomorrow due to a cold front. We start out very mild, near 50, but once the cold front moves through, it is going to be a lot cooler behind it with windy conditions, and it will remain on the cooler side as we dry out on Sunday with highs just in the mid-30s. So for this morning, we are starting out for most of us in the 20s. We will be seeing temperatures reach near 40 by lunchtime, and for the evening commute, 4 p.m. still tracking dry conditions. Around dinner time, we will already be in the mid-30s, and tonight we will remain in the mid-30s as we see an increase in cloud cover and some unsettled weather looks to come in. So rain continues for tomorrow. Mixed precipitation up in the Adirondacks. Temperatures will reach near 50 tomorrow, so pretty mild for the day, and that cold front looks to move through later in the afternoon with cooler weather and windy conditions behind the cold front. So for today, expect sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, but not as windy as the past couple of days. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 40s, and as for tonight, we will remain mild before rain comes in to start tomorrow. Rain is expected tomorrow. Highs are going to be near 50 before the cold front moves through. Then it will be windy and cold behind it. Remaining chilly, but we dry out on Sunday, Gary.
So not too bad today, but a little rainy tomorrow.
Yeah, a little bit rainy tomorrow, and then we cool down for Sunday in the 30s, but it's not going to be that bad.
We will take it for December.
Yes.
Hannah, thank you. Well, for the first time in 8
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the CW11. I'm Gary Libator. It is cold outside on this Friday morning. Temperatures hovering in the upper 20s to low 30s. But what does the rest of the day have in store? Meteorologist Hannah Evans over in the Weather Center tracking some possible rain, but not today, right?
Yes, we are going to be dry today with some sun, and we will reach the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow, it looks like it is going to rain for the day.
But even warmer, right?
Yes, so we will be near 50 tomorrow, and then it will cool down later in the day. So let's take a look now at our temperatures to start. We are, most of us in the 20s, 21 degrees in Richfield Springs, Earlville, 23 degrees in Cooperstown, but it is going to be dry today. On our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, this area of what looks like snow is being caught in the air. It's not really making it to the ground. The radar is catching it in the air. At this point, we will be dry with some sun coming in, and we will warm up to the low to mid 40s. So overall, a pretty pleasant day for December. Rain comes in tomorrow. We will be really warm for the morning and early afternoon. Then once the cold front moves through, it gets windy and cold behind the cold front for the rest of the day. And then it remains a little bit chilly for Sunday. So for today, expect dry conditions, some sun, highs in the low to mid 40s with a little bit of a breeze. And I will be talking a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. The hunt is on.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing the sun make a return for today, and it's going to get a little bit warmer. So let's take a look now at the Cavity Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Partly sunny skies are expected for today, and high temperatures look to reach the low to mid 40s. But right now we are starting out pretty chilly, so I would definitely grab the coat as I am heading out the door, as well as maybe the ice scraper, possibly some frost outside, but definitely need the sunglasses for most of the day today because it is going to get warm with some sunshine. We are mostly in the 20s to start, 27 degrees in New Hartford and Clinton, 22 degrees in Westdale, and looking to the south a little bit cooler, 22 degrees in Cooperstown and Lawrence, and 19 degrees in Milford and in Morris to start this morning. But we are going to warm up today, and we are going to be seeing dry weather. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Partly sunny skies, dry conditions today. This is all thanks to an area of high pressure just to the south of us. Just a little bit breezy, but not as windy as it was yesterday. Looking ahead to tomorrow, that is our next chance of unsettled weather. It is going to be very mild to start tomorrow. Highs are going to reach right near 50. We are going to be seeing rain showers throughout the day, and then a cold front moves through. Behind the cold front, it turns a lot cooler, and it does get a little bit windy. So for Sunday, we will be on the cooler side, with highs just in the mid-30s, but we ultimately dry out on Sunday and see the sun make a return. So for this morning, we are starting out chilly, but just around noon, we will already be right near 40 degrees and in the mid-40s for the high temperature today. Around 4 p.m., still tracking dry conditions for the evening commute, and around dinner time, we will be back into the mid-30s. Tonight, though, we are staying mild overnight. We will be in the mid-30s, and rain looks to come in pretty early tomorrow around 4 a.m. with mixed precipitation for the Adirondacks region. So rain persists for the day tomorrow. Highs are going to be right near 50 around noon. Then the cold front moves through in the afternoon, and that brings in cooler air behind it as well as windy conditions. So for today, expect dry conditions with some sun, a little bit of a breeze, but highs will reach the low to mid 40s. And tonight, we will only drop into the mid 30s with increase in cloud cover before some rain looks to come in. So it looks like we will be seeing rain tomorrow. It gets very windy tomorrow afternoon behind the cold front, and the temperature drops as well. We will remain on the cooler side with dry conditions on Sunday, and then we will start to warm up a little bit more again for the start of next week on Monday.
Look at your forecast here at noon. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are tracking some sunshine for today, quiet conditions, and it is going to get a little bit warmer and not as windy as yesterday. So right now we are measuring 36 degrees at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. It does feel a little bit cooler because it is a little breezy, but it is not windy like it is yesterday, and most of us are seeing partly sunny skies. So we are still tracking dry conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but that does change tomorrow. Tomorrow's our next chance for unsettled weather coming in. So overall, today is going to be pretty pleasant. Temperatures reaching the low 40s for the high temperature with some sun. A cold front moves through tomorrow. That brings in rain earlier on in the day, and then once the cold front moves through in the afternoon, it gets cooler behind it, and it does get a little bit windy as well. So cooler weather will follow on Sunday. But for today, we are going to be seeing highs in the low to mid 40s with some sunshine and breezy conditions. And I will be talking a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. It was a night.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking quiet conditions today, just a little bit breezy, but it's not as windy as it was yesterday. So let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. We are seeing a little bit extra cloud cover further down south, but in the Mohawk Valley up north, partly sunny skies are expected as we will warm up. High temperatures looking to reach the low to mid 40s. But according to our sky watchers right now, we are still mostly in the 30s. We have 35 degrees in Clinton and 34 degrees in Cassville and Otsego. But for today, Nala can clearly see her neighbor no visibility issue. So if you are commuting at all for this lunch hour or even later on, should be perfectly fine for that with dry conditions. Today, Nala's neighbor is Tubbs. If you want to be a part of this, you can go over to my Facebook page and post a picture of your cat under my featured post of Nala's neighbor. We are still tracking dry conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Just a little bit breezy coming out of the south once again. It is making it feel a little bit cooler than the actual temperature, but not as windy and not as cold as it was the past 2 days. We will actually warm up a little bit more tomorrow. Highs will be reaching right near 50 degrees, but it is going to be raining for the day. A cold front looks to move through tomorrow afternoon, and behind that cold front, much cooler air comes in, and it actually is going to get windy as well. For Sunday, we will cool down due to that cold front. Highs just in the mid-30s, but we do look to dry out, seeing partly sunny skies come in on Sunday. So for the rest of this afternoon, high temperatures will look to reach the low to mid-40s. So if you are commuting home at around 4 or 5, still dry and still fine for that. Around dinner time, temperatures back into the mid-30s. And tonight, overnight lows just in the mid-30s. It will remain mild. Starting early tomorrow morning, so this is 4 a.m., starting to see some rain coming in. It is looking to be like a mixed precipitation event for the Adirondacks, but for us, it looks to be all rain. And by tomorrow afternoon, it does look like a cold front will move through around 2 to 3 p.m. After that, it's going to be cooler, and it is going to get a little bit windy for the day. So for today, expect highs to reach the low to mid-40s. Partly sunny skies are expected, and tonight we will see an increase in cloud cover. It will remain mild ahead of this cold front that is moving through tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow, it does look like we are going to be seeing widespread rain. It is going to be warm for the day, and then once that cold front moves through in the afternoon, it gets cool and windy after that. Cooler weather, but quiet weather comes back in for Sunday. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. The President of the United States in this half hour. Once again, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are tracking partly sunny skies for most of us today, quiet weather, and temperatures look to reach the low to mid-40s for the high. So let's take a look now what we're measuring. This is at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. 36 degrees. It does feel a little bit cooler because it is a little bit breezy outside, but it is definitely not as windy as it had been yesterday and the day before. On our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, still tracking dry conditions. We will remain dry today, but unsettled weather looks to come in tomorrow. So overall, today is pretty pleasant for December. We will reach the low to mid-40s, and we are seeing partly sunny skies. It is actually going to get very mild tomorrow. We are going to be seeing some rain, highs near 50, but then a cold front moves through in the afternoon, and behind that cold front, much cooler air comes in along with windy conditions, and that leaves behind cooler weather for Sunday. But for the rest of today, expect some sunshine. Highs are going to be in the low to mid-40s, a little bit breezy, and I will be talking a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. An assistant district attorney.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking partly sunny skies for most of us, but all of us are seeing dry conditions, and it is feeling a little bit better than yesterday with that wind. So let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. We are seeing a little extra cloud cover in areas down south, but partly sunny skies in the Mohawk Valley and up north. So overall, a pretty pleasant day, not as windy. We are just looking at a wind speed at around 10 miles per hour right now. According to our Skywatchers, most of us are in the 30s at this point. We have 36 degrees in Cooperstown, 35 degrees in Clinton, and 34 degrees in Cassville and Otsego. High temperatures today look to reach the low to mid-40s, so it is going to warm up just a little bit more, and it is not going to be as windy once again as yesterday. So still tracking dry conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This is all thanks to an area of high pressure just to the south of us, where we are seeing a little bit of a breeze coming out of the south, so it's feeling just a little bit cooler than the actual temperature outside, but it is not as windy as the past 2 days. Things are going to change tomorrow. Unsettled weather looks to come in. We are going to be seeing some rain showers for all of us tomorrow. Very mild to start. Highs are going to be right near 50, but a cold front moves through in the afternoon, and that brings in cooler air behind it along with windy conditions. It is going to dry out on Sunday, but it is going to be much cooler with highs just in the mid-30s. So for the rest of today, we will be seeing high temperatures reach the low to mid-40s. For the commute home, dry conditions are expected, should be fine for that, and should remain dry around dinner. Temperatures at that point in the mid-30s. Overnight, lows only fall into the mid-30s, so pretty mild overnight. This is ahead of our next area of low pressure that's going to be coming in, so we are going to be seeing some rain showers starting off early tomorrow. This is 4 a.m. That looks to continue for the day, and around 10 a.m., seeing a few breaks. but the cold front doesn't look to move through until 2-3 p.m. It moves through and cooler air, windy conditions follow behind. So for the rest of today, partly sunny skies, breezy, highs in the low to mid 40s, and tonight not as cool overnight with an increase in cloud cover in preparation for a cold front that will move through tomorrow. We are going to be seeing showers for the day tomorrow. That cold front moves through in the afternoon. That will bring in showers and windy conditions, and it will be cooler on Sunday, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. One of the oldest unsolved missing person cases in the
Meteorologist Bill Curtis getting us ready for a weekend.
Well, it starts out kind of wet, but most of the weekend should be pretty nice once we get through some wind again. Let's take a look at what's going on out there this evening. It is dry. We do have some precipitation working in from the west, but this is not reaching the ground. So we do expect dry conditions this evening and tonight. So if you're out running some errands, maybe going out to dinner, the weather should be pretty decent. We have a winter weather advisory in effect for the Adirondacks because as this rain arrives, the deep, cold pockets of the Adirondacks could fall below freezing, which means that a few icy spots are possible tonight there. The rest of us are looking at plain and cold rain. Current temperature is 37 degrees, an east-southeast wind at 10 miles an hour. Our weather headlines: it looks wet to start the weekend. Saturday, some rain, especially in the morning, another round in the afternoon. Strong winds are possible tomorrow, not quite to the level that we saw earlier this week, so it's not going to be an alert day, but keep in mind we will be talking about wind. And it's seasonably cooler behind this weather system as we head into Sunday. This evening, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Again, tracking some rain tomorrow. We're timing this out and letting you know how it impacts the weekend coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Along Floyd Avenue in
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are getting you ready for the weekend. It starts out wet here in Central New York, but Sunday looks to be pretty nice. So let's take a live look outside. Our CAV Tower Cam is overlooking Utica. It's quiet this evening. It's actually a nice start to the weekend. We'll be dry as we head into tonight. If you're running errands, going out shopping, going out to dinner, no worries here. It looks dry throughout this evening and into early tonight. Rain returns Saturday. It looks widespread and steady and in some cases even heavy as we get into Saturday afternoon. The winds will be picking up late Saturday. On Sunday, it looks a lot calmer. Mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-30s, chillier, but the winds will be lighter. Windy on Saturday, wind gusts between about 35 to 40 miles an hour. The winds will become lighter on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but they don't completely shut off. And we're looking at breezy conditions here throughout the next several days. It is warm tomorrow. With the rain and the clouds, it might not feel like it, but we'll make our way to near 50 degrees. And then we drop to the 30s on Sunday, but then turn around with temperatures back into the mid to upper 40s on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So temperatures will be pretty close to average, all things considered. As we look at the radar and satellite image, we're tracking a cold front to the west. That will be moving in tomorrow. Ahead of it, winds turn into the south, and again, we will be seeing rising temperatures here tonight. Overnight, we're looking at widespread rain developing after midnight. Some pockets of the Adirondacks could be near freezing, so that does bring the possibility of a few icy spots in the Adirondacks overnight. This is the scene 5 a.m. Saturday morning. That should be pretty limited to the overnight period. By the morning, temperatures will rise. They'll be in the upper 30s here at 8 a.m. And temperatures climb to near 50. We'll see some breaks in the rain during the early afternoon, and then a cold front will arrive, and that will kick off the winds. Now, looking at windy weather Saturday during the late afternoon to early evening, and there will be some snow showers to follow, with some light accumulations possible north of the Mohawk Valley Saturday night and into Sunday. Rainfall totals throughout Saturday look to be about a ½ an inch to an inch, especially north. That's where some of the heavier rain is expected to fall. Tonight, rain developing, a low of 33. Tomorrow, a mild and windy day with rain in the morning as well as the afternoon, high of 51. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy on Sunday, 35. We're into the 40s on Monday. Actually, Monday looks to be the nicest day of the next 7. Maybe call it an extended weekend if you can. Tuesday and Wednesday, looking at some rain Temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40 early next week.
So we're going to talk about the 4-day work week later in the broadcast.
Okay, sounds good.
No, but now if any one of us isn't here Monday, we're going to go,
Oh, no.
All right, thanks, Bill. Long-awaited trial.
In northern Oneida County are on the scene of a house fire on Dustin Road in Forestport.
Thank you, Ben. Let's get back to the Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and we're talking snowfall. A little bit below so far, right?
Yeah, and that's because Utica's been missing out on some of these epic lake effect events that we've been seeing just to the north. There's plenty of snow on the ground, so if you want to get an early start on the winter season, at least seeing it on the ground, your best bet is to head north. But as we look at the stats here, Utica has measured 6.5 inches of snow to date. We have not really received much snowfall at all here for the past week or so, just some light flurries and little accumulation, and we are running a very small departure. As we look ahead to December, let's take a look at how December's weather will be changing. Our average high this time of the year is about 39 degrees. By the end of the month, that drops down to 30. The average low is 26, and that gets down to 16. We only lose 9 minutes of daylight throughout the month of December, so that is good news. Or I guess it just depends on how you look at it. This is the darkest month of the whole year. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking pretty quiet. We are going to be tracking some rain to start the weekend. It is mostly cloudy this evening. Temperatures will be in the 30s. A wet start to our Saturday. I'm going to look at the forecast coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. If you weren't a soccer
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Happy Friday. We are getting you ready for the weekend. It starts out on a wet note across central New York as our next weather maker arrives. Let's take a live look outside. This is our Utica National Tower Cam overlooking Cooperstown. You can see the flag waving. So there is a little bit of a wind out there tonight, not as strong as what we saw yesterday. The breeze will be picking up overnight, and it is looking windy as we head into Saturday. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking generally quiet. If you're heading out to run errands this evening, I do expect the weather to be dry. It's a different story tomorrow. It's wet and it's windy throughout most of Saturday. It won't rain the entire day, but it will rain for several hours throughout Saturday afternoon. Sunday looks dry and cooler with highs in the mid-30s. Let's track the wind. Tonight, the winds pick up. With the south wind, the hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley see the brunt of that. The valley is protected from a south wind compared to the hilltops to the south. As we head into tomorrow, the wind direction changes into the west, and that's where the Mohawk Valley sees the wind. So the winds pick up throughout the day for most of us. We'll see peak wind gusts between about 30 to 40 miles an hour. So it will be a windy day, not quite as windy as it was just 2 days ago. And yesterday we saw wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour. In fact, 48 miles an hour is the highest measured yesterday. But again, it is expected to be a windy afternoon. Breezy conditions continue into Sunday. Our temperatures across the area this evening in the 30s, 37 degrees in Deerfield, Barneveld 33. We do have to watch temperatures tonight, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. You can see these numbers are near or below freezing, which means as rain arrives after midnight, some of these pockets north could see some icy spots. Curtis Corners 32 degrees, Forestport 28. Across southern valleys, temperatures in the low to mid 30s, Cooperstown 36, and Milford with 33 degrees. Tracking rain approaching from the west. This is part of a cold front that will be arriving tomorrow afternoon. The rain begins overnight. Again, some pockets of freezing rain possible in the Adirondacks. We're expecting temperatures to start out in the upper 30s Saturday morning with widespread rain. Rain will continue as we head into Saturday afternoon, followed by a big drop in the temperature. Rain developing tonight, a low of 33. Rain and wind tomorrow, a high of 51. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We will see some snow showers Saturday night, and then we're looking dry Sunday. Monday, we're up to 44 with rain returning on Tuesday and Wednesday. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're tracking rainfall totals throughout Saturday afternoon. Stay with us.
Let's get you back to the Weather Center and Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
And we are tracking some rain as we start the weekend. Things look to remain dry this evening, though, if you are heading out. A live look at our Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar is showing pretty quiet conditions. A few sprinkles to the west. Those are not reaching the ground. So, again, it does stay dry this evening and into early tonight. Temperatures are below freezing in the Adirondacks, so as this rain arrives overnight, it could freeze on untreated surfaces. So the National Weather Service has a winter weather advisory in effect for the Adirondacks. That would be northern Herkimer, Hamilton, and Fulton counties. Current temperature is 37 at Griffiths. Our weather headlines, again, a rainy start to the weekend. Some winds kick up as we head into Saturday afternoon. Not quite as strong as yesterday, but some strong winds are still possible, and it does turn cooler as we head into the second half of the weekend. This evening, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 30s. We are taking a look at that weekend forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
They're getting into the Christmas.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Happy Friday. We are tracking the weather heading into the weekend. It looks to start out wet for Saturday and then turn windy. But the weather does look to dry out for Sunday. Let's take a live look outside. It's dry this evening. If you're out planning on going out running some errands, maybe going out to dinner, things are looking quiet. It's a live look at our Cavity Tower Cam. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar is also looking quiet. We have a few showers to the west. These are drying out before reaching the ground. So we do stay dry for at least the next several hours. Rain will be arriving overnight, and rain will be around first thing Saturday morning. It's windy too. We make it up to 51 for the high on Saturday before cooler weather returns for Sunday. Sunday looks dry, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures chillier in the mid-30s. Again, windy conditions tomorrow. It's breezy Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The winds on Saturday look to gust as high as 30 to 40 miles an hour, which is windy, just not quite as windy as what we experienced yesterday and the day before. Skywatchers, Old Forge 33, Barneveld 33, Deerfield 37. We do have to keep an eye on temperatures north of the Mohawk Valley with rain arriving. These areas could be icy, could see some ice form on untreated surfaces. Again, that's for the Adirondacks. Temperatures are generally above freezing in the Mohawk Valley, and I think that'll be the case tonight. 36 degrees in Edmonston, Cassville, Helen checking in with 35. And Jason in Newport with 33 degrees. A cold front approaches from the west. That'll be our weather maker for Saturday. This will be arriving tonight. Looking at increasing clouds. Overnight lows drop into the upper 30s. Some pockets of freezing rain and some icy spots in the Adirondacks overnight. By Saturday morning, though, most of our locations are expected to be above freezing. 8 a.m., a cold rain across central New York. The rain doesn't last the entire day. We should get some breaks in the late morning to early afternoon. Noontime, temperatures in the upper 40s. The cold front itself arrives in the afternoon. That will arrive with rain and some wind to follow. Winds turn into the west, and it gets colder as we get into Saturday evening. Lake effect snow showers will be around Saturday night, producing an inch or two of accumulation, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. And then we do expect the weather to dry out heading into Sunday with mostly cloudy skies. Rain developing tonight down to 33. Tomorrow we're looking at breezy conditions and high temperatures in the low 50s with rain, especially in the morning, and again that second round in the afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, looking at dry weather for Sunday, 35 degrees. Sunshine Monday, 44. Another round of rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures down into the upper 30s looking ahead to Friday. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6 on this Friday night. I want to start off with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Lots going on this weekend, so we want folks to be ready because the winds are going to start to pick up tomorrow, right?
If tonight is trash night, if tomorrow night is trash night, it could be a little interesting. We have enough wind where it could knock it over. So tipped over nearby, nothing too crazy. You're not going to have to go down the street or go chasing this into your neighbor's yard.
That's fortunate.
Again, right. We are talking about some wind here as we head into tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon. Let's take a look at what's going on across the area. And just a reminder, Stuff the Bus has invaded the Weather Center. And as you donate, your toys will be filled up here. In the studio. So the goal here is to get me to trip over myself at some point. That'd be great. But seriously, we do appreciate your donations. We do have a wind advisory in effect for Lewis County and a winter weather advisory for northern Herkimer, Hamilton, and northern Fulton County. That's because there's a little bit of light icing possible tonight. We're already seeing a round of light precipitation rolling in. This could make untreated surfaces a little bit slippery tonight. But the big story is some rain that we will be tracking for Saturday. Current temperature is 36 degrees. And as we head into tonight, looking at lows in the low 30s with rain. A wet start to the weekend, and then it turns windy. Got a look at that weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. We've learned new information.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look outside. Our Utica National Tower Cam is overlooking Cooperstown. Weather's quiet for the most part. We are tracking this area of precipitation, which is falling into some very dry air. So a lot of this is evaporating before it reaches the ground, but a couple of flurries, a few sprinkles are possible with that as it rolls through. Where bigger concern is what happens after that. Later tonight, we do have more precipitation working in from the west, and with temperatures at or below freezing in areas north and east of Utica, there could be a few slippery spots on untreated surfaces. The weekend forecast: rain on Saturday, windy, a high of 51. On Sunday, it looks much cooler but dry and less windy with high temperatures in the mid-30s. It's windy tomorrow, peak wind gusts between 35 to 40 miles an hour, which is some strong wind, not quite as strong as what we saw over the past 48 hours, but again, some wind in the forecast. The winds will become lighter. Still pretty breezy Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Here comes a cold front to the west. That is going to be our main weather maker for tomorrow. And as you get into tonight, again, as precipitation works in, areas that are below freezing could be a little icy overnight, but we're expecting temperatures to generally rise throughout the night. So by Saturday morning at 8 a.m., the majority of central New York is expected to be above freezing, and a cold rain is expected for most areas. The rain won't last all day. We should get some breaks in the rain in the afternoon. Temperatures will creep into the upper 40s under breezy conditions. A cold front will arrive as we head into Saturday afternoon. Temperatures will drop behind the front. The winds pick up as well, and it's looking windy and much colder as we get into Saturday evening. 6 p.m. temperatures in the 30s with some scattered lake effect snow showers, and we could be seeing some light lake effect snow accumulation Saturday night and into Sunday, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. But the setup is not favorable for any big events or any big snowfall like we saw just yesterday. It looks cold on Sunday, too, with conditions drying out. Rain developing tonight down to 33. Tomorrow, rain and wind, a high of 51. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Colder on Sunday, 35 for the high. Monday is mostly sunny with highs in the low 40s. A nice day. And rain is back on Tuesday and Wednesday. Dry Thursday and a rain-snow mix possible by next Friday.
That says it all.
I have nothing else to say.
You run the gamut. It's time. You're done. All right. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
Coming up next, officials say on a fire in Forest on this Friday night. We want to get you first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. We're going to have some wind tomorrow, but how much wind are we talking?
Well, let's take a look at your trash can. We're talking about how much the wind is going to impact garbage night. It's a great way
Mine's
to
brown, though.
Well, hey, we'll have to fix that tomorrow. This is showing you that the winds are not going to be crazy, but they will be enough where the garbage can might be tipped over by tomorrow morning. So I don't think you're going to have to go searching for this in your neighbor's yard or down the street.
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. At least we are going to be talking about wind enough to have some impacts across the area. Now, before we continue along, just wanted to make mention, Stuff the Bus has invaded the Weather Center. Your toys are on display. We want to see more toys to the point where I have trouble getting on the set here. So we appreciate your donations, and we'll continue to fill the setup here throughout the next couple of weeks. We also wanted to mention, too, as we look at the winter weather advisories this evening, a few slippery spots are possible in northern Herkimer, Hamilton, and northern Fulton counties tonight, as we do have temperatures that are still below freezing. Things are looking pretty quiet out there in the Yorkville Boundary. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures are generally above freezing, especially in the lower elevations. Tonight, rain arrives. Overnight lows drop down into the low 30s. It's looking to be a wet and windy start to the weekend. Got to look at your forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. We've learned new information.
York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look outside. Our Utica National Tower Cam is overlooking Cooperstown. The flag is starting to wave. The winds will be picking up tonight, and it looks windy to start the weekend. Things are looking quiet for now in the Yorkville Boundary. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. But the next round of rain is approaching western New York, and that will be with us as we head into tomorrow morning. A wet start to the weekend, windy on Saturday too, a high of 51. The weather does look drier on Sunday with highs in the mid-30s, and the winds will be sticking around here for the next several days. Breezy conditions through early next week. A cold front approaches from the west tonight, and that will be driving our weather throughout the day tomorrow. Tonight, it's unsettled. We'll have some rain developing after midnight. Untreated surfaces could be slippery in the Adirondacks, so temperatures below freezing tonight. But we're above freezing tomorrow morning. At 8 a.m., it's a widespread and cold rain with temperatures in the upper 30s. The rain comes to an end temporarily tomorrow during the late morning to early afternoon, and then a cold front arrives, and that brings more rain and wind. The winds pick up Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, wind gusts between about 35 to 40 miles an hour. Some lake effect snow showers tomorrow night. There could be some accumulations, especially in and north of the Mohawk Valley. That looks to be on the later side, and then we'll get a chance to dry out as we head into Sunday. Rain developing tonight down to 33. Tomorrow, rain and wind, temperatures in the low 50s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Dry on Sunday, 35. Monday looks lovely. Sunshine, 44. Rain is back. Looking ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday. Jason.
Bill, thank you. Have a good weekend. You too.